So our next speaker, not promoting the Avalon, but she is staying at the Avalon.
Yeah.
Avalon co-living Bansko, best co-living in the Balkans.
100%.
So Vicky,
So you go down to move forward,
and
then
I've
up
been
to
waiting
move
for
back.
the title of her speech for a little while now, so it's here in front of me. It's very exciting. I am from Venus. You are from Mars. Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hi guys. So I wonder, the sun is out, it's gone, and then the darkness is here. I'm getting really a little bit sleepy. I don't know about you, so let's do something together. Why don't we stand up? Everyone, stand up. Let's get some energy. Let's do 5 squats together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, thank you. All right, 5 squats.
That was 2.
Yeah.
I counted.
Okay. You count your number. Okay, so this is actually scientifically proven because we have this very big muscle, it's our thigh, right? So then now, I hope everyone is having a better energy so then we can play a game together. So let's pull out your thumbs, so like this, all right? And then if the statement that is relevant to you and happens all the time, you do this. If it's never, then you do this, and obviously you can do something in between as well, okay? So the first statement, you are in a conversation and you're thinking, can you please just get to the point? What are you actually trying to say? All right, I see a lot of thumbs up, some thumbs down, okay? Second, someone shares an opinion, okay, talking about, demographics or climate, and you think immediately, where's the evidence of that? That doesn't quite add up. Okay, all right, I see that's interesting. Next, someone said something and you feel yourself go quiet inside. That sounded a little bit harsh. Maybe it doesn't really land well with everyone. I see everyone's thumbs up all the time. All right, the last one. You have tried reasoning, logical, okay, with your partner, family, friends, only to have it backfire completely. You left a conversation feeling frustrated. Oh, I see, okay, thank you, I spot you. All right, cool. So, maybe you have some idea, what are we talking about today, right? I honestly struggle to find a label of it. Is it communication? Is it personality? And this is something that I am obsessed with in the past 10 years. That's why I'm talking about this. I would say the ultimate goal is you want to feel connected, right? You want to have influence, you want to persuade, and you want to have a really good conversation, making sure that what you say is actually landed with the other person. So that's exactly what I want. Let's do it like this. Now it's a bit late, but let me just start this story. So why do I go into communication and this kind of thing? It's from my own story. I thought, how hard can it be to have effective communication? You talk about why, you talk about the how, you talk about the what, you have your nonverbal language, you have your intonation, it should win everyone, right? So that's what I thought. And then, in some conversations I realized that, no, it actually doesn't work like that. People just don't seem to understand exactly what I try to say. So that's why I go deeper and deeper into, ta-da, communication model. So, you actually just have to look into this 2 gigantic person. Here, we are the sender. I'm the sender, right? And then I think a lot of time when we talk about, communication, we always think from me. What do I want to say now? How do I want to say it, right? What do I want the other person get out when they listen, right? So it's all from the sender. But one thing that is completely underrated is the receiver, okay? So what exactly are the audience thinking? So that's why now we're gonna go into this. Anyone read this book before? Wait, that is just free hands. Okay, so that's good. That now you can, I have to say, this one is the most life-changing book for me, Surrounded by Idiots.
Very relevant right now.
Yeah, yeah, right.
This is a book, not a statement.
It's not a statement. It's not a statement. This is a book, and then this actually says a lot about how do you get your message landed when in your everyday conversation, okay? So let me just go into this directly. And now I want you to think of a context. Let's just say everyone is organizing a trip with your friends, more than 5 people. So then when you now listen to the example, probably that can relate to you more. First, there is the dominant red. I don't know, like let's say the type of person that, exactly the person who raised your hand, can you just cut straight to the main point? What are you trying to say? Don't tell me the context, don't tell me the background, I don't need data. Just tell me what is it that you need? What time do we meet at the airport? What are we doing? Period, right? So that is the dominant red, that is just like, they don't have the energy or resources to process so much information. They just want to know the outcome. Okay? There is the inspiring yellow. Inspiring yellow is the type of person that in the group, let's say in this group trip that we talk about, there's the type of person that, no, I don't really like any planning. I don't like schedule. I just want to feel, I just want to do whatever I feel like doing. So it's kind of like just that inspiring yellow that is following the flow all the time. Then we have the analytical blue. I don't know about you guys, but I do have a lot of analytical blue around my circle. It's the type of person that talk about what exactly is the time, what is the temperature today, do you have the budget, etc., etc. So just someone that is extremely analytical, and then when you want to persuade them, you need to get the data that we talk about, right? So they immediately, when they are thinking, it's like data driven. I want to know exactly what you're talking about. Then there's the supporter. There's always this person in the group that they say yes to everything. Doesn't matter, everything is fine with me, because they just want harmony, and this is what they like. They just they just really enjoy to be surrounded by the people that they like, and they don't have so much preferences. So why am I talking about this 4 color? Because this 4 color, each of you, the statement that we just did, correspond to a major color that we all have, right? So then if you ask yourself a question, or if you ask the people around you or the friends that you're talking with, from their behavior, you're able to tell what kind of color do they have. Are they more like a red? So the next time when you talk to them, you know that, okay, this is a red. I need to cut straight to the chase. No background, just tell them tomorrow, 6 p.m., let's meet there, right? If you're talking with a yellow, then you want to really make sure that they are you want to make sure that you're really involving them, so then they feel that they are a part of the game. And then vice versa, with analytical blue, you want to have data, etc. So, if you want to persuade and connect with others, this is not about you. It is about how the other person receives your message. And the color that I just mentioned, I think is a bit, quite late to talk about this color model. But this color model that I just mentioned gives you a very good indication next time when you want to win or connect with others. How should you find the angle? Whether you should use a lot of data or whatsoever. So that's point 1. Then, who have watched this movie? Okay, I think exactly, it's so good, So this one, if you haven't watched it, 100% recommend it. I think I watched it for 5 times. Obviously, there's different emotions. So now we already talked about there's sender and there's receiver, right? And then you also know the color model to understand different types of receiver, how they're showing up. Why am I saying this? Because this, I would say, is the most crucial part to make sure that whether the other person you're having a conversation with, are you connected or not? Let me tell you this story, or this scenario. Let's say I come home today, I'm having a very bad day. You talk about, blah, 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 today things just doesn't work, and then, there's traffic jam, and then at work, this person, that something. And then your partner, your friends immediately start saying that, have you tried to do X, Y, Z? They immediately put on the solution hat, and then me would say that, you just don't understand, you're not listening. How many of you can relate to the scenario that I just mentioned? All right, okay. So actually, this is where I got the inspiration from the title, the man from Mars, the woman from Venus, is because what the scenario that I just described exactly said one thing. I'm sorry, it's 9:30, but I do have a lot of boring graphs to show you. So what happened exactly in the scenario that I just mentioned is, when your friends, your partner are coming in with emotions, this is where, let's say this is where they are, right? And then you try to, the prefrontal cortex is the places where they actually do the logical brain and the rationality. And then when someone is a high emotional state, they just cannot process logic and reasoning because the amygdala is actually really high. So this one is scientifically proven that when someone, your partner, is in an emotional state, you shall meet them where they are. Okay? So it's like kind of when you are emotional, you don't try to put on a solution hat. Have you tried A, B, C? You try to understand, you try to see them eye to eye. You're being emotional. Let me meet you where you are. Okay? And then once they feel that they're being understood, once they feel like their emotions are being embraced, then you can start putting on your logical solution hat, whatever you're really good at. So I would say this one is basically the last sort of like connection piece to the whole thing that I'm talking about today is first, if you want to have persuasion, if you want to have very good conversation with people that you want to have, there are only two rules. One is know your receiver, right? Try to understand and try to stand in the point of your receiver and use the color model that I just mentioned. And the second point is meet them where they are. So then when you are able to do these two things, this is what it feels like, right? Every single conversation, eye to eye, connected, people, the message exactly landed the way that it should be, and then you have a good conversation. Thank you. Sorry for the scientific and model type of talk at this point. Do we have any questions?
Oh no.
Maybe try shell.
It's a unique insight.
Try it out.
No, to the movie that you used a slide Inside Out.
Yeah.
The movie. Interesting fact. When they made that movie, they talked to scientists at Berkeley, like behavioral psychologists, to properly represent the emotions that the movie was trying to persuade on, like Inside Out and Inside Out 2. They actually talked to professional psychologists to portray them correctly and how they would interact with each other.
Can I have a quick question? Barrett,
Yeah.
have you spoken to any professional
Yeah, you should fact check.
Many times. I've made at least two of them cry.
All right, thank you for the statement. All right, you?
How can you distinguish between the, let's call it colors? I mean, if you talk to someone, how can you easily find out like where they are?
That's a very good question. I would say it's really from honestly observation, right? Like you would be, let's say when I'm talking to you, you kind of sense the way that they talk, the speed, right? Okay, like, and also the impatience on their face. Let's say when you're talking about data and you're talking about all the context, like a software engineer, because I also work in tech, you know, and then you would sense immediately the energy from the other person is like, okay, is wandering around. So then you kind of know that this person is probably like maybe a red. Or when they ask you the question, okay, do you have data to support that? What metrics are we talking about? So then that obviously is a blue, right? And then so it's like kind of like you have some hints, especially from the book. There are a lot of like examples how you can identify which color everyone. Yeah, cool. Any more questions? All right, which color are you? Of which color am I? Okay, yeah, I'm a dominant red. I'm absolutely red. So then, yeah, that's exactly how because like, I think one thing that I notice is I immediately tend to lose patience, you know, when people are telling me a lot of like context, especially when I'm talking with software developers and stuff like that. So that's where I notice that I'm a red. Good to know. Yeah, now you know, yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah?
Which relationship with whom motivated you to learn more about this, and then when you apply this, what changed and did you feel this in the end?
Yeah. Okay, so what relationship motivated? I would say the relationships that motivate me are obviously like the most intimate relationships, you know, with my partner and also with my friends. Because I really want to make sure that every single time when my friends come to me, because in the past, I tend to be the person that they come to me and I immediately tell them that, have you tried A, B, C, D, E? Right? And then you can kind of like sense like a degree of disconnection because they are not looking for solution, but they just want to be heard and understood. So I would say it's like friends and partner that really drive me to go deeper in this. And I think now, after I know this, it definitely gets better. Yeah. Cool. Yes.
Do you feel that the way the modes of communication are changing in our modern society, and like people, I think, being more impatient and everything, does it make more people dominant reds, or do you think it doesn't matter? It doesn't change like what people are like?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think in general, people are getting more impatient and just, because of like social media and all these things that is happening. But then I think when it comes to really one-on-one conversation and genuine conversation, this is where you still see the subtle color and the fundamental color of that person. And I think when you know that color, it just makes this relationship flourish better. Yeah.
From your experience as a color, it's stable or it can change?
Good question. So I think the color tones, just like the MBTI, I mean, if you guys do MBTI, I do it every year and it changes all the time, right? It depends on the context, the surroundings that you're in. The color, they also changes. But then I just want to highlight one very important point. People don't have only one color. It's usually you have 2 or 3 colors, exactly, and then the variant of the color, the proportion can change over time. Mm-hmm. Did I see a hand here? Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to raise it.
So there's a tool I learned a couple of years ago. It's called looping, where basically you engage just what lands with you or what the person is saying, and you don't like answer. You don't find solutions. You don't ask any questions. You just practicing like the listening. Any tools like that you have experience with?
Yes, that's actually a very, very good question. So I think what you identify is something called deep listening. So when it comes to listening, there are different levels of listening. The first one is usually what happens is you listen to respond, right? It's just like, okay, and you will realize that because when you talk, when you listen to people talking, you immediately already formulate the sentence in your mind how you're going to be responding. So that's level 1. And then there's like second level is like you listen to understand, right? So it's like, let me just try to understand this. And third is you listen to connect. And I think listen to connect, in counseling or in coaching, this is called deep listening, where you really have nothing in your mind. You really just see this person exactly what you are, and then you can, in this scenario, you can actually listen a lot of things that are not being spoken out, right? Like the anxiety, the frustration, all the emotions that are not being spoken out is usually this deep listening. Yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.